This podcast is brought to you by Empowering Forward Momentum Coaching, empowering you to live an impactful and resilient life no matter what happens. Check us out at empoweringforwardmomentum.com or on Facebook at Empowering Forward Momentum. The topic that I want to talk about today is leadership. And I want to ask you a question before we jump into it. Do you think that you are a leader? How do you feel about your leadership ability, your leadership skills? What do you view as an effective leader? Who do you see as a leader? What does that look like? We're going to dive into that a little bit. But I want to talk about people that they don't view themselves as leaders. They just live their life their way, being strong in their commitment, in their resilience, and doing the right thing. And I believe that that is leadership, just doing the right thing. You don't have to be the person who is out directing and telling other people what to do and at the front leading a massive corporation and have hundreds of people working for you and under you. That's not necessarily what leadership is. Yes, you need to be a leader to be effective in those positions. And to do the right thing takes leadership. But just because someone is in that position does not mean that they are a good and effective leader. I have a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, and she said, "To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart." And I believe this falls under leadership. That is the essence of what leadership is handling yourself in the proper manner to be the kind of person that can handle others. So use your head to lead yourself and use your heart to lead others. So I did a quick search online and I came up with a good list of qualities that a good leader needs. But before I dive into it, so many people believe that you can't be a leader if you are a follower. And that's not necessarily true. There's good followers and bad followers. There's good leaders and bad leaders. If you look out around you, look at your friends, you can see the people who do the right thing, who make good decisions and go the right path. And then you can also look around and see people who make bad decisions, who are always getting into trouble, getting in fights, so on and so forth. Those are bad leaders. And look at the people that are around them. Look at who they surround themselves with, the people that follow them into those situations. Those are not good followers. You know, if the people that follow them into trouble or into doing things they shouldn't, that's not being a good follower. But people who follow a person who makes the good decisions, who does good, who helps others, that is a good follower. But they're not just being a follower. Sometimes being a good leader is following somebody who is making the right decisions, who does good in the world, who makes an impact on other people. You have to lead yourself in order to be able to follow somebody as well. So just keep that in your mind as we talk about these traits of good leaders. So number one, a good leader has to be accountable. And that's what we were talking about, handling yourself, using your head. You have to be accountable, handle yourself properly, and then don't be afraid to answer to the mistakes that you made. If you make a mistake, own up to it and correct it. Do what it takes. Number two, a leader has to be courageous. In the face of adversity, if a hard decision comes up that you have to make, be courageous and make the right decision. If it comes to correcting somebody else or whatever it may be, say you're a boss at work, you have to fire somebody. That takes courage. That's one of the hardest things to do. Trust me, I've done it. It takes courage. Number three, you have to be an effective communicator. You have to communicate things in a clear, concise, positive way that creates an easy path for the rest of the team or the rest of your friends to come alongside you and support you, or to make the right decision. You have to be empathetic. And what that means is understanding how people around you are feeling about what's going on. Understanding those feelings without getting caught up into it. Without getting controlled by the feelings, but understanding them. Number 5, you have to be flexible. I'm going to go through this list fairly quick. Flexible is working with people. And if you make a decision, be flexible with new information coming in that might change that decision, and allow yourself to go with the flow of that while staying true to the right thing to do. You have to be focused. Focus on what it is that you want, what it is that is best for everybody around you. Number 7, you have to be humble. Admit your mistakes and allow other people to outshine you. So often, people who are in a leadership position don't like when somebody that is under them outshines them. They can't handle it, but that takes humility. You have to be humble and allow that to happen. Number 8, you have to be innovative. Develop ideas. Think things through. Talk it through with others and be creative. Number 9, you have to be passionate. When you have a common goal, really get into it. Be passionate about it. That creates unity among the people that are working around you and that are going through this together with you. Number 10, you have to be patient. Mistakes and miscommunications will happen. It's inevitable. But a good leader will be patient going through those times. Number 11, you have to be a problem solver. When things pop up, roadblocks come along that get in the way of what you're trying to accomplish, develop problem-solving skills to move around that. Number 12, resilience. Leaders have to bear the burden of pushing through so they can improve on their own and improve on what's going on and help improve their team, the people that are around them. It can be creating new processes. It can be, if you're in school yet, it might be getting rid of old friends that are dragging you down and bringing in new friends to help lift the status quo, to help lift the morale of the group. Number 13, great leaders are respectful. You have to treat other people with respect, and that will gain your own respect in return. Number 14 is to be transparent, being open and honest, and that makes things go more efficiently and be more enjoyable. Be transparent. Number 15, this is the last one, is to be trusting. You have to trust others. I believe it was Roosevelt that said, trust but verify. Or, I'm not sure, maybe it wasn't him. I don't remember. I should get those facts straight. But be trusting. Trust other people to do what you've given them to do, or trust them to stick to their word. That is the quick list that I came up with. I have a few more I'm just going to go through without talking. Leadership qualities: honesty, confidence, inspiring others, commitment, good communication, decision-making capabilities, accountability, delegation and empowerment, creativity and innovation, empathy, resilience, emotional intelligence, humility, transparency, vision, and purpose. Those are strong qualities of a good leader. And I know if you look at yourself, reflect on decisions you've made and the things that you've done over the past year, I know you will see some of these qualities in yourself. Step into that and accept that. I have one question for you in closing. Will you accept the fact that you are a born leader? You might not see yourself as a leader in the typical sense that we view leaders as, but you are a leader. There are people who look up to you, who follow you, who will follow you if you stay strong and make the right decision. Will you accept the fact that you are a born leader? As always, stay focused on your mission, remain steadfast in your pursuit of excellence, and always do the right thing.